Joseph was born into the house of Jacob, beloved by his father, and given a special robe that made his brothers resent him. As a young man, he dreamed dreams that showed his family bowing before him, and though the dreams were from God, his brothers only heard pride in them. Their envy grew until they sold him to merchants bound for Egypt, and Joseph disappeared into a strange land with only the memory of his father's love and the fear of his brother's betrayal. In Egypt, Joseph was bought by Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. The Lord was with Joseph, and everything in his keeping prospered. Yet when temptation came through Potiphar's wife, Joseph chose purity over pleasure and fled the sin, though it cost him dearly. Lied about and falsely accused, he was thrown into prison. Still, he did not complain against God. In the dark cell, Joseph served faithfully, and even there the Lord gave him favor. The keeper of the prison trusted Joseph, and Joseph interpreted dreams for fellow prisoners, one restored to service and another condemned. But the cupbearer forgot him for a time. Years passed, and Joseph waited. Then Pharaoh himself dreamed troubling dreams no wise man could explain. 7 fat cows swallowed by 7 lean cows, 7 full ears of grain consumed by thin ears. At last the cupbearer remembered Joseph. Brought before the king, Joseph said, "God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace." By God's wisdom, he explained that 7 years of abundance would be followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh saw that the Spirit of God was in him and set Joseph over all Egypt, second only to the throne. Joseph stored grain in the years of plenty, and when famine came, Egypt was ready. People came from every land to buy food, and Joseph's wisdom preserved many lives. Among those who came were his own brothers. They bowed before him, not knowing him at first, and the dreams of his youth were fulfilled. Yet Joseph did not repay evil for evil. After testing their hearts, he revealed himself and wept loudly. "Do not be afraid," he told them. "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." He embraced them, forgave them, and brought his father Jacob and all his household to live in Egypt. Joseph lived to see his family at peace. He spoke of God's faithfulness to the end of his days. When death came near, he made the sons of Israel swear that his bones would one day be carried up from Egypt, because he trusted the promise of the Lord more than the glory of Egypt. So Joseph died in faith, a servant who was betrayed, humbled, exalted, and made a blessing to many. The lesson of Joseph's life is that God can turn suffering into salvation, and that faithfulness, purity, patience, and forgiveness reveal his providence. "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good,"